So, Hecuba and Priam take refuge at the altar in the court of the palace. But Priam is nevertheless ruthlessly slain by Pyrrhus. Right? It's kind of a sad... This used to be on the AP exam. It was really sad. But of course, you know, they take out all the good parts. For all the AP people who are listening to mine. Then it says, the slight of Priam, so brutally slain, reminds Aeneas of the danger of his own aged father, Anchises, and of his wife and child. Okay, but remember, does Creus end up going with him? No. But, you know, he can't be bothered to go back and find her. Just like a man. But then, savage or cruel horror surrounded me at first. Dun dun dun. I stood agape. Or I was stupefied. At least he's not crying. Okay, then I think this next part is really hard because your subject is imago. Okay, but if you don't know that the subject is imago, okay, you'll look at this passage and spend time wondering where is the subject and think imago is the ablative of something, right? But it's really imago, imaginus. So if it was ablative, it would be imagine. I'm just saying, it might have tripped me up 3 or 4 times as I translated this. So don't let it trip you up. Okay? So we got the image of my dear father. Okay, talking about Anchises, right? Stood before me. Okay, then this ut is as. How do I know that this ut is as? Because, anybody know? Yeah, the verb's not subjunctive, right. As I saw a king equal in age okay, what this is talking about Priam. Exhaling his life from a cruel wound. Isn't that kind of a great mental picture, exhaling your life? No? Okay, then it says, deserted Creusa. Some translations have that as forsaken, like he left her, which he did. Like stood before me. And both my plundered house and I translated this as fate. It's like misfortune, right? The fate of small Euless. Who is Euless? Euless is another word for, like I said, Creusa, his wife. Right? Euless is Ascanius, yeah. Okay. I look back and I survey what supply, like supply of men, is around me. So this is an indirect question. So it says, Aeneas sits on the roof of the palace, had been so fascinated in looking down at the murder of Priam that he'd forgotten all else. He now looks at the ground around from his followers and finds them gone. Da, da, da. Okay, so this next one is ERUNT, right? So, all tired, deserted me. And, with a leap, either okay, this is an ERUNT. Okay, and this is an ERUNT. Either sent their bodies to the ground or sick, like being sick, they gave themselves to the flames. So basically, and this is like, not a very good reference, but it's like those people when the plane hit the World Trade Center tower and they knew that there was no, they were going to like choose their either burn up or die, right? So they either like stayed there and burned to death or they jumped off the tower. Okay, so we got, and so now I was the only one left. This is an adverb and it says to take it with unus. When I see okay, so this is one of those patronymics. So it's like the daughter of Tyndarus, which is Helen. Okay. I said keeping close to the temple. So keeping close to the threshold of Vesta. And silently hiding in a dark or in a secret seat. Okay, let's see, hold on, let's get this real fast. Is that a typo in my PowerPoint? Is it supposed to, Is it supposed to be Clara? Yeah. Okay. We'll pick up there. Okay, so this is actually a mistake on this PowerPoint. So we have bright fires give light and then this is dative talking about Aeneas, like to the wandering one. And then this is a adverb. It's like everywhere. And to the one bringing their eyes like through all things. I guess you could say over all things. So what it's saying here is, you know, he can now see, maybe it's he can see the situation clearly now. It says, it explains why Aeneas could see Helen. In the midst of all the chaos. So we have she, which is Helen, right? Okay, then I went down here and did this primetuanes. It's a present active participle, but it's nominative, so that's why I did it next. So fearing, or it's more like dreading the Trojans. Oops. On account of Troy having been overthrown. Okay, so the Trojans hostile to her. Well, I guess it'd be fearing the Trojans hostile to her on account of Troy having been overthrown. I think that makes a little bit better sense. And the punishments of the Greeks and the angers of her deserted husband. Okay, so the common fury of Troy and the fatherland, like and her fatherland, had hidden herself and she was sitting hated on the altar. Okay, so this is really ERUNT. So the flames rushed forth. Well, the flames blazed. It means blazed. That's where we get the word arson. In her mind. No. The flames blazed in Aeneas's mind. Okay, the anger suggests to avenge my falling fatherland and to take up, to assume the wicked punishments. How about, of course, she, okay, that's talking about Helen. She will see Sparta and her fatherland Mycenae safe. So safe is describing, like Helen safe. We'll see Sparta and her fatherland Mycenae. So he's saying, like, kind of talking ironically. And she will go as a queen this is an ablative absolute with a triumph having been gained. And she will see her husband, or I see both her husband and the house and her parents, and the house. Is this IS for ES? Of course, it never tells me. Yes, you have yes? Okay, so she will see her husband, both her husband and her house, and her parents and her children. Having been attended or accompanied by a crowd, by a crowd of Trojans and Phrygian, by a crowd of Trojans and by Phrygian servants. Or will Priam kill her by means of a sword? Okay, these are all future perfect. Right here. Future perfect. Future perfect. Future perfect. So it's really will have. So, like, will Priam have killed her with a sword? Will Troy have burned in a fire or with fire? Will the Trojan shore so often have sweated with blood? That's disgusting sounding. Yeah, you have to stick your own S in there. It is not so. For even if, or like and for, even if there is no memorable name like it literally says like in womanly punishment. It says the adjective here is equivalent to the objective genitive. So like the punishment of a woman. This victory has no, or let's see, this victory, did I leave something out here? I left out neck. Sorry. This victory has no glory. However, I will be praised Okay, I did not make this, let Like, it says, I will be praised for having destroyed that abomination, meaning Helen. Okay, so I think I would say, I will be praised to have destroyed an unspeakable thing. That's Naphos. And to have taken well-deserved punishments. Boy, he hates her. And I will help. That doesn't make any sense, but to have filled my mind with vengeful, or filled my mind of vengeful flame, and to have satisfied the ashes of my people. Wow, that's some like hate. Okay, literally this means like to throw. I'm just going with it. I was uttering such words and I was carrying, no, you gotta make it passive. I was being carried by my frenzied feelings. So that brings that impulsivity that Madison just talked about. Like, he isn't acting out of, like, knowledge of the situation or decisiveness. He's acting on emotion.
Why would Vergil portray him as that, though, if he's supposed to be paralleling?
What do you think? Augustus ever acted out of emotion?
Probably, but I thought the point of this was supposed to be like, he's such a good leader, he can do no wrong.
Well, okay, but think about it this way, okay? Think about how, like, his relationship with, like, Antony, you know, who, like, married his sister and then divorced her to go run out after Cleopatra. Right? Do you think he acted out of emotion in that situation? Probably. And then he turned around and had, like, all of his own Romans killed. Or, like, when he went and avenged the death of Julius Caesar and, like, made sure that Brutus and Cassius got killed. Right? I'm sure there was some emotional payback, you know, killing there. So, you know, Vergil could be using it to make it a point that sometimes you have to kill your own people who, like, turn their back on you or who turn their back on the fatherland, you know, and feel justified in doing so. I don't know. But why did he pick Helen? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't he pick... I don't know, I just think that's interesting, because I don't know if there's somebody in other than Octavia who didn't really betray Augustus, right? I mean, you can't help you got divorced. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Okay, when my dear mother obtulet Why does this never tell me the word? Oh, here we go. When my dear mother presented herself to me like this is a like future passive participle, to be seen. Okay. Not before so clear, talking about his mother, so clear before my eyes. And she shined. Is that the past of to shine? She shined through the night in pure light. Having, that does not make any sense. Like, it's like having revealed a goddess and in such a way, well, hold on, and in such a size she is accustomed to be seen to the gods above. Okay, what it means is the gods surpassed human beings in form and stature. So she appeared as like the big marshmallow man goddess. Or Godzilla, the Godzilla goddess. Okay, she held me, having been seized, let's say that, by her right hand. So, hold on, let's do both and, because we got an and down here. So, and she both she both held me, having been seized by her right hand, and I think she's going to kiss him. She added these words. In addition, with her rosy mouth. Okay, so this next part is Venus talking to Aeneas like, what in the hell is wrong with you? Right? She calls him Nate. Maybe I should start calling little Paul Nate. See if he responds to it.